There's quite nothing like an early goal to settle the nerves of both players and supporters, and that's exactly what we expect from major tournaments like the UEFA Euro. The Euros has given fans some of the most iconic moments, like back in 1960, when Yugoslavia's Milan Galic scored the first ever goal, while the competition was only 11 minutes old. And since then, faster and better goals have been scored. So buckle up as we look back at some of the fastest goals that have been scored in different editions of the Euros. Let's travel back to 1988 in West Germany, when the Soviet Union faced England in the group stage. Soviet midfielder Sergei Aleinikov fired in the first goal at just 2 minutes and 7 seconds. After dispossessing Glenn Hoodle, Aleinikov ran through the middle and turned sharply before finishing past goalkeeper Chris Wood to get the Soviets off to a good start on their way to the semi-finals. England were at the short end of the stick as they suffered a 3-1 defeat in the quarterfinals. However, they came back for quickfire revenge in 1996, albeit not against the Soviet Union, maybe because there was no USSR anymore. England was the host country, so their fans believed it was finally their year. Through their "It's Coming Home" chant, the Three Lions breezed through the group stage and even won their first ever competitive penalty shootout against Spain in the quarterfinals. The fast goal came in the semi-final against Germany, when Alan Shearer nodded in his 5th goal of the tournament at 2 minutes and 14 seconds. Although he later went home with the Golden Boot, Germany equalized in the game and eventually knocked England out on penalties. It seemed they had to go again, which they did. But years later, in Euro 2020, the Three Lions graced the stage again, and expectedly with a different breed of players. In the year after the COVID pandemic, England surely had a competition, as they were just a game away from winning the title. There was an air of nervousness in the field during the final against Italy, but Luke Shaw lightened the atmosphere when he got onto the end of Kieran Trippier's cross and registered the fastest goal ever scored in a European Championship final. He scored in around 1 minute, 56 seconds. Failure to capitalize on their lead gave Italy a way back in the game, taking the game to penalties, which ended in another English failure to lift the trophy. Does that mean England isn't meant to win the Euro at all? We'll have to check them out in the 2024 edition. Getting back on track, here comes Euro 2004, which packed lots of surprises. By the time the fastest goal in this tournament was scored, it was already confirmed that Russia couldn't qualify for the knockout stage as they face Greece in their final group stage match. However, they bowed out with an ounce of pride as they were the only team that could beat the eventual winner. CSKA Moscow forward Dmitry Kirichenko set Russia on their way when he latched onto a loose ball and poked his shot home after just 68 seconds. They eventually beat Greece 2-1. What a great way to say goodbye. Well, you could say subsequent editions like to follow the script. Going into the actions in Euro 2016, we experienced another history, and the victims are those you won't expect: the host and the eventual winner. After finishing in third in precisely 2 minutes of play, Robbie Brady gleefully converted the spot kick. But it wasn't enough, as Antoine Griezmann equalized in the 57th minute before another goal to claim the win. France went on to the final and eventually lost to Portugal. Speaking of Portugal, they experienced one of the fastest goals in the same edition of the competition. You see, Poland thought they would reach their first ever Euro semi-final in 2016, but it was not to be, as they were up against the anointed ones. They got a flying start against Portugal in the quarterfinals, thanks to their star player Robert Lewandowski thumping home Kamil Grosicki's cross in 1 minute 40 seconds. However, they couldn't hold on to their lead, just like Ireland, as Renato Sanchez leveled in the 32nd minute. The match ended in a penalty shootout in favor of Portugal. The next edition, which was Euro 2020, was shifted to 2021 due to the COVID pandemic. It also featured some extraordinarily fast goals. I mean, was there an extraordinary team like the Danish in Euro 2020? Having undergone a turbulent first match when their star player Christian Eriksen collapsed on the pitch due to cardiac arrest and getting defeated by Finland after a lengthy delay, Denmark pulled out an impressive one in their second group stage match. The determination to make up for their defeat showed when Yusuf Poulsen coolly slotted home after 1 minute, 39 seconds of play. Although Belgium later won with 2-1, Denmark were still able to qualify for the knockout stages and even made it to the semi-finals, while Eriksson watched from the stands. But anyway, if you are still tuned in to our video, then it means you will enjoy our subsequent videos. So why not click on that subscribe button so you can know when next we upload. So let's get back. Still, Yusuf's goal isn't the fastest in Euro 2020, as the honor later went to Emil Forsberg in Sweden's closing group stage match against Poland. Knowing that a win against Poland will give them a top spot in a tough group featuring Spain, Forsberg made the dream an achievable one as the Leipzig midfielder burst through the opposition defense to drill his shot across Wojciech Szczesny and into the bottom corner. That's one good way to fulfill a dream. From here, we move to the latest and ongoing edition of the Euro in Germany. Yeah, we have the debutante Georgia here, who went into their matchday 3 to face Cristiano Ronaldo and his company of elite footballers. Being in dire need of a win to qualify for the knockout stages, Georgia wasted no time at all when a stray pass from Antonio Silva opened the way. There was only one outcome when Kvicha Kvaratskhelia got the ball from George Mikautadze. The Napoli winger sprinted towards the goal and fired hard and low into the net at 1 minute, 33 seconds. That got them off to a good start, and although they went on to win 2-0, they were knocked out in the round of 16 by Spain. Just like Georgia, which experienced defeat and needed to win seriously, Belgium got defeated in their first game by Slovakia. They changed the narrative against Romania as Tielemans fired in with just 1 minute, 13 seconds on the clock. The Aston Villa midfielder arrows the ball into goalkeeper Florin Nida's bottom right corner to leave him with no chance. They also went on to win 2-0, advanced to the round of 16, and got knocked out by France. And while Belgium and Georgia's plight are synonymous, Albania has a different story. Despite being the last team in Group B, their names were written in history courtesy of Nedim Badrami. If you think it's impossible to score before 30 seconds, then Nedim is here to prove you wrong. The Albanian was sharp enough for a terrible throw by Federico Di Marco. Capitalizing on that ahead of Alessandro Bastoni, he blasted in a 23-second opener past Gianluigi Donnarumma. It was unbelievable that the underdogs shocked the defending champions, but their celebration was short-lived when Bastoni and Nicolo Barella turned the game in the Azzurri's favor. But still, history has been made, and it would be a difficult task to break that record. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, you should check out the one on the screen because it's even better, I promise.